Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 7th to the 14th of October. The books you can see at the sides here are from the Oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. Your monthly reading for October is actually up, so if you have already seen that video, then you'll know exactly why this book is here. I'm a Libra. My birthday is on Friday the 13th of October this year. In the monthly videos I talk more about the connection between Friday the 13th and Divine Feminine energy, as well as talking about a little bit about my birth chart. So with the book, it's a book that I ordered one copy and I was given two. I was sent to by mistake. So as a birthday giveaway, I'm giving away the extra book. If anyone wants it, please send me an email. My email address is on my about page. It's also in the description box. If anyone does want it, I'll announce on my birthday on Friday the 13th who will get the book. So it's going to be quite a busy week in terms of planets. We've got Pluto going direct in your sign, Capricorn, on Wednesday the 11th. So could that have a big impact for you? Maybe. Possibly. We also have a new moon and a solar eclipse in Libra on Saturday the 14th of October. So there'll probably be quite a few extra readings because I wanted to also do a reading for my for Friday the 13th as well on my birthday. So you'll probably get about 3 extra readings for the week. But anyway, let's get into your reading, your weekly check-in, and see what comes up for you. So we're going to look at your main theme or focal point for the week, first of all. So what does Capricorn need to know? And I shouldn't prejudge, but if the Tower comes out, I wouldn't be surprised because that seemed to come up a lot in your energy during the last reading that I did for you. I think with the monthly, I had to attempt it 3 times, and every time there were like big themes like death and the Tower and all sorts. So yeah, we'll see what comes up today. So what's Capricorn's main theme or focal point for this weekly check-in, please? Oh my God, what did I say? Yeah, no shock there, really. Actually, I am shocked. Even though I said it, I am actually shocked it's come out. So you get the Tower and you get the 7 of Swords, and I'm not surprised about that either. I mean, I don't want to prejudge the reading, but a huge theme in the last reading was about things being hidden, people potentially having deceived you, you keeping things to yourself. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, can you? To be frank, I'm genuinely shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't messing about. I kind of meant it, but I'm still shocked. Anyway, let's get your specific energy for this weekly check-in. See, it's a good job I shuffle on screen. Otherwise, you would think that I made it up and pulled it out myself, wouldn't you? But anyway, let's see. You've got the World. That's brilliant. I mean, that is a good energy. I actually like the Tower in the tarot. Maybe I'm just being a weirdo. I can see it's gone blurry. But I think because I often like change, I like change a lot in life, and it probably gets to the point where I suffer. So it's like, if I'm suffering and I want a new cycle, then the only thing that's going to change that is the Tower if I can't change it myself. So I think that's probably why I like the Tower. But with the World there, that's I guess it's kind of tearing down the old to go into a new cycle, isn't it? But let's get any external or surrounding energies for you, Capricorn. You have Strength. That's not bad. It feels like it's probably more your energy or an energy you need to embody, and we'll get your advice as well. And the Tower, I believe, is associated with Pluto, isn't it? Because the Tower is associated with Scorpio, I believe, and Scorpio's connected to Pluto. So, okay, that's interesting. Anything else? So we want the advice or guidance for Capricorn, which is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, let's get an oracle card from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck for you. Right, so I will take this one and I will get you one more as well. So you've got Dear bring a gentle touch. Let's get you one more. And we have Spider Spirit, which is quite a beautiful card actually. Make your dreams real. And shall we have a look at, we might as well have a look at this one since it's sitting there on the Strength card. We have Nightingale Spirit, Love is All Around. So I will keep all of those. These ones I'm not going to be reading from the book. I hadn't planned to read these from the book. If I feel like there's anything I need to look at, then I will. But they're kind of, you know, like the one sentence is enough to kind of give us what we need, because with the weeklies I try to make them like a condensed version of the monthlies, whereas the monthlies I just go in depth, don't I? So let's clarify. Let's begin to clarify. We'll start with the Tower and the Seven of Swords and see what that's about. So that's your main focal point for the week. So I will say, if anything in your life, and it doesn't mean that it was necessarily you, all on you, but anything in your life that was built on a lie could be, yeah, completely obliterated. And I hope that doesn't sound scary. I hope it sounds more encouraging than scary, but that's what's coming to mind. So please clarify the Seven of Swords and the Tower. And I don't know why I torture myself with this vice versa deck. I really like it, but because of the way I shuffle the cards, where I like flyers and flippers and flyers, it makes it kind of difficult. But yeah, chose to torture myself today. So please clarify the Seven of Swords with the Tower. We could be here all day doing this, to be honest. I mean, I did give you an overview anyway. I just like to have the clarifiers to sort of confirm or corroborate what I've said. So okay, that's right. 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles, it can be about legacy. It can be about family. It can be about long-term stability. Because it's with the Tower, there is a possibility of a family home situation falling apart, but let's see what else comes out. If justice comes out, that would be an issue, because that could potentially suggest divorce with the 10 of Pentacles, but we'll see. We've got the 3 of Cups. Anything else, please? That was a very aggressive flyer, but you know what? With the vice versa deck, I prefer that than to be sitting here for 10 hours trying to shuffle. We've got the Ace of Swords there. And I keep saying this, I know I say it a lot, but it could be an epiphany, especially with the Tower. The Tower and the Ace of Swords, for me, feels like a potential epiphany, or at the very least, sort of seeing the truth of something, seeing the truth of a matter, seeing the truth of a situation. I mean, is that an eagle in there? Or yeah, it looks like an eagle, and they speak of eagles, or someone speaks of eagles, I don't know who, of seeing the bigger picture, don't they? Okay, so maybe you've seen the bigger picture about something, and that's why something's falling apart. Let's see, anything else for that Tower and 7 of Swords? So you've got the Wheel of Fortune. And it literally looks like, is that the Magician? I mean, I don't want to search the whole deck, but I feel like that's the Magician in that card from this deck. I know that normally they wouldn't have the Magician. It does feel like the Magician. Yeah, it is, look. It's the Magician. So as much as the Wheel of Fortune is often considered to be about fate or the universe or whatever stepping in to present opportunities or change things, this, with that Magician there, that kind of feels like it's speaking a lot more of co-creation. I'm not saying the Wheel is never about co-creation, but it does feel like co-creation with the Magician there, because the Magician would be you, and then the Wheel is fate, destiny, whatever you want to call it. Maybe because you've had an epiphany of some sort, you are now co-creating something with the universe to change the situation. Right, we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. And okay, so the Nine of Wands for me, it can be like, clearly this soldier's been through some shit, hasn't he? He's been through a major battle. This is where the battle's done. He's taken his helmet off. He's battered, he's bruised. Here, has he got the bandage on his head? Yeah, he's got the bandage on his head there. Here he's coming home. And I always see this as where she's welcoming him home from his battle. Oh God, okay. This one, it's in reverse. So to me, it's like if there's been a situation where you may have tried a million times to make something work, you've been through a battle with it, it's like you're not going back. To be frank, it's like you've gotten to the point where it's like, nah, F this, no more. I'm not doing it again. I'm done. The battle's over. That's what I'm getting. So if you are going through a breakup, I hope you get through it. As I said, there is the potential with that Ten of Pentacles that it's a family situation. So yeah, I hope you get through things if that's what's happening. And this one, obviously, I mean, I'm going to assume that's like his wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, something to that effect. It looks like she's welcoming him home. But this way, it's like, nope, not going back to that. So it could be a relationship that you've tried to repair or mend, or you've just kept on trying and it's just not working. And as I always say, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be anything. I mean, family isn't just your spouse or whatever. It can be other relatives as well, can't it? Parents, it could be that. But there is something related to long-term stability. Even if it's families connected, there is something with long-term stability as well. It could be toxic family relationships potentially as well. I'm gonna get one for that Three of Cups. And I would say, because it's these are clarifying that Tower card, and then you've got the Ace of Swords there. And I think I've mentioned this in the previous reading, and probably even more, more relationships, more readings than the October one. I feel like you've had a running theme for quite a few months about a lack of support from others, and needing to sort of go off on your own path sort of energy. But let's get one for the Three of Cups, because again, that's feeling like maybe seeing the truth about a family situation potentially, or something to do with your long-term stability, and support is an element that's in here as well. So let's clarify that Three of Cups. Nope. See, in any other deck I probably would have taken that out, but because it's in this one, it's yeah, not sure. Again, no. There you go. Yeah, I was gonna, I said it, didn't I, that it's lack of support. And then Three of Pentacles, you keep getting these kind of cards about lack of cooperation and lack of collaboration in your readings. It's a ongoing theme, so I'm really sorry that if you're going through stuff like that. But yeah, this is where Three of Pentacles for me is where cooperation, collaboration, working together with others, and it's in reverse. Clarifying the Three of Cups, it's not there. I mean, I can get one more, but anything else that we need to know about that Three of Cups? Three of Wands, so you got three threes together. That's where you're on your own, isn't it? Trying to manifest what you want. Yeah. So whatever you've been trying to achieve, there probably has been a lack of support, and you've kind of been on your own trying to achieve it without the support of the people that should potentially, or you would expect to support you. Maybe you've been looking for support in the wrong place. Where it says bring a gentle touch, I mean, first and foremost, I would suggest you bring a gentle touch with yourself. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but yeah. Make your dreams real. That feels like that manifestation card, and love is all around. I might have to go to the book. I was saying that I didn't want to, but I might like pick out the key points. So I'll do that now. Okay, so the bring a gentle touch card, I might as well just read it because it's going to be easier for you to understand it, even if it makes the reading long. So, the time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of the deer spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. I don't know if that's relevant. This part is relevant to this message, right? So you've got a protection message as well. And this, to me, probably is the more relevant one in this situation, but let's see what it says. So it says, Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it might be easy to offend someone today or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive today, you need a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. And I'll look at that Nightingale Spirit message and I'll share with you what I shared in the reading that I did before yours. So Nightingale Spirit, we'll quickly look at that. Love is all around. So it says, in the darkness of night, Nightingale Spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, and the illumination song of the Nightingale Spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Your last reading was about enlightenment, Capricorn. Right. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the Nightingale song remind you that love is all around. Excuse me. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. Yeah, your last reading was about enlightenment and illumination, but anyway. The protection message says, the darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear. But Nightingale Spirit is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now, put on some music, or simply sing in the empty space. For finding the light within and giving it voice will give rise to hope and help you begin to hear the call of another who, like you, was beginning to fear the light would never come. Bring the light into the darkness with love from within. Give it voice and know that daybreak will soon be here. So one point I have to make from this, it's really strange. The reading that I just did before you, Libra, I kept on noticing that the cards had tons of stars in them. They actually got the star as their energy. And all of the clarifiers had loads of stars in them, even though they weren't related to the star. So that's just come to mind. So the one thing that's come to mind with this love is all around message is about going where you are valued. If you're in a situation or around people at present where you are not valued, yes, you can try and compromise with them, set your boundaries, etc. But if none of that works, you may have to leave that behind. And regardless of whether you leave that behind or not, you can still go where you are valued, where you are appreciated, where you match your cup matches other people's cup, and you're treated with the same respect and love and whatever it is that you give. So as I was going to say, for this bring a gentle touch message, so is it about compromise? For you in this reading, I'm not sure, because it feels like you passed that point, to be honest. I mean, it could mean that if you are trying to disengage from a situation, to not fill it with more drama than it needs to be filled with, for your own integrity and for your own benefit as well. But let me grab what I shared with Libra. I've been discussing these thoughts that I've had with family, with friends. I shared something on my WhatsApp notifications. And it's also, some of it is based on a video, one of the videos I watched from Aquarian Insight. She's a reader that I followed for a number of years, and it was, I think, her last weekly video mentioned something around this as well. So some of it's based on that as well. So the quote I kind of made, or half made, some of it's from what other people have said. Just contemplating. We can end up spending so much of our time in situations jobs, friendships, romantic relationships, communities, family relationships, where we repeatedly compromise or sacrifice our integrity, our beliefs, our values, our principles, and parts of ourselves. Then we get to the point where we decide, I can't be that person anymore. And that nine of wands kind of feels like it, that you can't be that person anymore. If there's been a situation again where something was built on a lie, whether it's lies because of things others have said that's deceitful, or you've lied to yourself in seeing something in a way, I think I mentioned in the last reading about not seeing things as they truly are, then yeah, anything built on a lie, it needs to go. It needs to go so that you can move forward in integrity. So yeah, that was a lot, but let's move on from that. Let's look at your energy, the world. So to me, you are ready to go into a new cycle. It looks like it's probably over if you're at the stage of the world. If you've not reached the point where something has already fallen apart, then you're ready for it to fall apart at the very least. But you've, as I say, this energy around you has been ongoing. Even when I've done a reading or sat for a reading for you and tried to where I felt like, oh, this doesn't feel right halfway through, and scrapped it and started again, the same energy keeps on coming up. So let's see where we are with that world as your specific energy. I think you probably are ready to make your dreams real, whatever they are, or to discover what they are at the very least, if you don't already know. Hell no, that's too many. That might be exactly what you're saying about this situation. If it's something you've been in for a very long time, you may very well be saying hell no. You know, like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you're having a rough day or a rough week or whatever, and then, I don't know, something happens and it's not even that big a deal, but because you've been like pushed and you've dealt with so much, one little tiny thing happens. Like say if you went, you've had a rough week, say you went out shopping and your shopping trip was an absolute nightmare to get food or whatever, and then you come home and you find someone parked in your parking space and you just look at the car and you're like, hell no. And you're ready to go into battle to move that person out of your space so that you can park your car where it belongs. That probably sounds a bit silly, but that's the feeling. So again, the world. Let's try the world this time without all the cards coming out. Okay, Page of Pentacles. I mean, yeah. Ready to start again. Ready for a new beginning, a new practical beginning. Ready to plant a new seed, to learn. I mean, this page looks more like an adult than a child, but the principle is there. Anything else? Ready to start from scratch is what I'm thinking. Okay, so again, we could be here all day with these cards. I don't know why I've picked these to clarify. I just feel like I should use this deck more often, but it's not the best deck for my method of shuffling. There we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, this came up in Libra's reading as well. Well, if not Libra's reading, then when I was sort of doing pre-shuffles and whatever. So yeah, this Five of Wands, to me, it feels like the Tower. And it's not a thought I've just had now. This is from like several months ago when I've seen this card. I've literally felt like it's very eruptive. And yes, there have been times when it has felt like a more sexual Five of Wands. Like there's a sexual, what do you call it? Not energy, but you know, like, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, especially the intimacy, sensuality, your sexual side one, where I talked about the Tower looking kind of phallic. Could have been that one, it could have been a different one actually, but yeah, I talked about the Tower being phallic. This one had that kind of feeling, but it, regardless of that, whether it's sexual or not, it felt very eruptive. Like it's where things come to a head, isn't it? So you've got the lava spilling out, things have come to a head, and it's like yeah, it's just willing to fight, willing to battle for whatever it is, your integrity, whatever, your values, your beliefs, your life even. It's literally come to a head there. And it's, I would say, with the world and being ready to plant a new seed, it's like you're ready to fight for this new thing, new start that you want. Anything else? We've got the Fool that wanted to come out, and the Star keeps on showing up on the bottom of the deck, doesn't it? And you've got a star, a shooting star, is it? Here as well. So it's like, yeah, it's like you're making a wish almost, isn't it? That would be make your dreams real. So again, you're ready to fight for this new beginning, your wishes, your desires, your hopes. and being very open to it as well. I mean, for me, the world feels vulnerable. It's not so much in this deck, but in other decks, I think she's naked, isn't she? And that nakedness feels very vulnerable and open. She's not naked, so it's not the same. But let's see what else we get. As I said, we got the star on the bottom. I'm not surprised because it kept on peeking through as I was shuffling the deck. Let's get one more for that. I don't know, I'm getting like the feeling of fighting to the death, like almost like you would fight to the death to get whatever it is you want, because of that 9 of Wands being under there. That was in reverse, where it was that hell no energy. It's like, hell no, not doing that anymore, but I'll fight to the death for whatever it is I want now. So let's get one more. I don't even know if I need one more for this world card. I feel like it's kind of explained. Yeah, well, all this tells me is that you're ready to build something new. So again, it's like you've got the page there, progressing to the king by being willing to fight to the death for what you want, and being open and willing to go off on a new path and to make your wish and pursue it as well. Okay, so let's look at that strength energy, which I feel like that could be an energy around you potentially, not another person, but like the energy that surrounds you, that's kind of inspiring you, maybe is one way I'd put it. Kind of feels like that hell no energy as well, to be honest with you. But let's see. I feel like this shuffling is probably taking up about half of the reading, but okay, there we go. Chariot. So the Chariot can be associated with discipline, which I believe Capricorn, if you're going to stereotype, it has in absolute spades. Capricorn is very much associated with discipline. There's an element of determination there, especially with that strength card. Triumph too with the Chariot. I'm getting a sense of you. It's like there's an energy that's propelling you forward. Maybe it's the effect of Pluto going direct in your sign. I don't know. There we go. We got the 4 of Swords. Okay. What I'm getting from this, so the 4 of Swords, this feels like, see the fire in the background? That feels like the destruction of the tower, caused by the tower. It's almost like, again, where I said that anything built on a lie, you could have potentially been in a situation, yeah, where there was something that was built on a lie, but there's a need to put the fires out in the background. You may have been had a point of time or a period of time where you knew the fires were there needing to be put out, but you were unwilling or couldn't put them out or something. It's where you, I don't know, I mean, is he half asleep? No, his eyes are wide open, not wide open. But he's like sitting there in contemplation, not doing anything about the fire. So you may have been had a point of time where you knew that something needed to be done and you just didn't, because maybe you didn't know how, or I don't know. But that's what I'm getting from that. But it's in reverse, isn't it? So it's like no more sitting back and not doing anything now. This is a time for action, I feel, with this card coming up here. The pause is over. The sitting there ignoring the fire or just not doing anything about the fire is over. It's literally time to take action. Anything else for Capricorn? Try again. Brilliant. Right, we've got the 3 of Swords. So that's, I mean, obviously 3 of Swords is to do with pain. It's to do with where you've been hurt. You know what's strange? I don't know if you can see the expression, the facial expression on that person, but they don't particularly look devastated, do they? They look kind of proud, actually. I'm just pulling it away to look at it. Maybe proud is in a bit of an exaggeration, but they definitely don't look devastated if you are able to see the facial expression on that person. It's kind of like a bit of acceptance, really. It's like accepting a loss. It feels like accepting a loss. Maybe you've accepted a loss. How would you put it? Cutting your losses or something to that effect. Something like cutting your losses, I think, is what's come to mind with that. You've got the Ace of Cups. Yeah, he tried to come out before when I was shuffling, didn't he, for this. So you've got the Ace of Cups there. So you've still got your, I guess in a way, you've still got your full cup. You've still got your desire for fulfillment. And then the King of Wands is can be about desire, can't he? He's the entrepreneur. He's passionate. He goes for what he wants. So it's almost like you've cut your losses. That might be the title of your video. Cutting your losses and something else, but yeah. So as I say, I'm just getting it's a time for action. No more ignoring the fires that need to be put out, sort of accepting your loss, cutting your losses in, but you still have the feeling and determination and the drive. And what did I say? You're being propelled. There's an energy that's like propelling you to move forward to whatever it is that you want. Your reading is really inspiring, actually. I mean, you're only my second one for the week, but yeah, it feels like a good energy. Hopefully that's what you're in anyway, because obviously the downside is where you're going through the pain and everything. But I mean, it's part of the process, isn't it? So you wouldn't get to the point of triumph if you didn't have something to overcome. So let's look at your advice, which is the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Justice. That's brilliant. I think you had Justice. That's really interesting. I've just noticed. Oh, that's interesting. So is it Justice? Yeah, it's Justice, card 11. I'm just looking at that symbol. Is that Virgo? Not Virgo. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm going to check. Thought I'd stop the video by accident then, which would have annoyed me because we all know I hate splicing anyway. It's it looks like the Virgo symbol, but that's odd because Justice is a Libra card, isn't it? So yeah, that's really strange. But yeah, as I was going to say, I've just noticed there's an image of Ma'at, I believe it is, in the background, which is associated with Justice. And if you've seen your monthly video, you'll notice that that's the image I used on my thumbnail, because I knew that Ma'at was associated with Justice and that kind of thing. So it's really interesting that that's there in this card. But you got Justice, I think, as your main like focal point in your monthly reading. And it's clarifying this Eight of Pentacles, which is your advice. So let's see what else comes out for that. Strange that the Virgo symbol's there, though. I mean, if anybody knows what that's about, that would be helpful. Ten of Swords. This potentially could be the end of a karmic contract, with Justice and the Ten of Swords there together. So what's that? Five of Cups is in reverse. I'm not sure why. I think I may have mentioned about the ending of a karmic contract in your October reading as well. So you've got now the King, yes, King of Swords, and Strength card again. And I'm getting, which is a common theme this month, I believe, or this week, standing strong in your principles. I mean, if a karmic contract has ended, then you would have hopefully learned from that and would definitely want to stand strong in when it comes to your principles. But we're clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, aren't we? Let's get one more. Okay, there's one meaning I could take from that, but let's get one more, because this is your advice, isn't it? It could be about learning, actually. What's that? Is that Judgment? I believe that's Judgment. It kind of wanted to come out, and hopefully, I mean, Judgment is a review of the past, isn't it? So that would be something you've learned from. Anything else? There we go. Thank God for that. You've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. So again, that's where you are ready to kind of go off on your new path and probably take what you've learned. And you've got your truth there again with this is a really powerful Knight of Swords, isn't it? It's literally up in the air. How? With no wings, but it's because it's an air sign, I know, but yeah. That it does feel like a very, very powerful Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands. So that's definitely, I think your last reading was something like enlightened and ready for a new adventure or something. You are, I think it's still that same energy. Yeah, it's just a running theme with you. And if you want to tell us your story in the comments or tell us how you're progressing. Feel free, because I'd be interested, since this has been like a Netflix series, hasn't it, with this energy. So what's your advice? I think your advice is just to stand strong in your principles, or whatever it is you're wanting to go on a new adventure with, or for, or however you want to put it. If you've been doing a lot of inner work and learning from whatever this experience is, then keep on it, keep going, keep putting in the work, keep doing the inner work, keep learning from the situation and use it to propel you. I think that word propel is gonna have to be in your title somewhere. Use it, use your knowledge, and keep learning from the situation and allow it to propel you forward. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm getting. So I'm going to get you a final card of advice from the Sacred Rebels deck. Okay. I think it's with that keep going and learning and putting in the work, it will get you what you want. It will help you to make your dreams real, and it will help you to be respected and valued as you deserve, if that's something that's been an issue for you. I think another message I've just got from this Bring a Gentle Touch is if there have been conflicts with other people, then it may be a need to accept that you can't force other people to understand you, to do what you need them to do to have your needs met. Yeah, I think that's a message that's coming up there as well. And you shouldn't have to force anyone either, should you really? It shouldn't take that much effort to get someone to just respect you or value you, if that's what it is, or to help ensure that your needs are met. It should take a reasonably gentle touch. I know that's not always the way, but if it's taking a lot of force, then, or even if you're trying to put a lot of force into it and it's still not working, then that is a clear sign to let the tower fall, isn't it? But let's get your final message. There we go. What do you have? You have, what do you feel? And I do keep talking, I think, in Capricorn's videos about trusting how you feel quite a lot, don't I? About trusting your emotions more, like where you may have been more practical or made decisions based on practicality and logic, to trust what you feel more. So I'm going to read you this message, and then that will wrap up the reading. So it says, there are many opinions around you. Some are helpful, but others are distracting you from your truth. Although it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, when it all comes down to it, you will have to come to your own decision. Do you know how unique you are, how your path is your path to be chosen, lived and created? Only by you. Someone else cannot become the source of your decision-making power without negative repercussions for both of you in the long run. This oracle comes to you because you have become swept up in thinking things through. You have been thinking about which way to go with a matter of importance, and you have got a bit stuck in the logic of the decision-making process. Yeah. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. If we are slightly off base with the decision, life will often shift and move to guide us back on track. We don't have to be perfect. In fact, there is rarely ever a perfect choice to be made. Just some choices that feel more heart-honoring than others. Sometimes we can only really know in hindsight if we made the best choice possible in that moment. At the time of decision-making, we only really have our internal wisdom to rely upon, and that is all that we need. The oracle of what do you feel is telling you there is no need to punish or traumatize yourself with possible choices. Just making a choice will set things in motion. The best way to catalyze the situation you are in and bring about healing change, stimulate your creative juices and find a more inspired, energized and enjoyable approach to your life is to just make a choice based on what you feel right now. Not based on anyone else's feelings, just yours. So ask yourself, what do I feel right now? And go from there. If you cannot relate to the need to make a choice between two or more clear alternatives, then the Oracle brings you this message. You are at a crossroads in your journey, and the choices you make at this time, even simply choosing to do things a little differently without much drama associated with the decision, are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life. Take a different approach to something. Be open to that which makes you uncomfortable but could be exciting and interesting. Even small adventures will yield big rewards right now. It matters less that you do the most wonderful thing ever, too much pressure, it says in brackets, and more that you simply take an action from your heart. Open up to the creative magic of life and don't worry about how it is all going to work out. The bigger creative flow of life is sorting out all the details, and you are not immune to that plan. In fact, you are a natural part of it, so just spend some time with your own feelings and know that all is going to work out perfectly. That's a nice message, and I feel it fits. And one thing that kept on coming into my head when I was reading that message in relation to this Tower and Seven of Swords, I spoke of if there's anything in your life that's based on a light needs to fall, be aware, and this is not for everybody, is there anything that you're running away from? Is there anything you're running away from that's falling apart and you don't want to face what's falling apart potentially? That may be something that someone out there needs to consider. Is something falling down or needs to fall down and you're trying to avoid it? So yeah, those are your messages. So again, if you would like the vintage tarot book, please send me a message. Feel free to like, share the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. I never ask that. This is the first time I'm asking it. On this batch of weekly videos, I'm like, you know what, if you don't ask, you don't get, so I'm going to start asking now. And it's up to you. Obviously, I would never force anyone to do anything. It's your choice. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and until the next one, take care.